Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving deep into the life of a Joseon king who ruled during one of the most turbulent periods in Korean history. He wasn't a warrior king who conquered new lands, nor was he a renowned scholar who penned famous texts. Instead, he was a ruler who spent his entire reign navigating the treacherous waters of political factionalism, natural disasters, and the lingering scars of war. This is the story of King Hyeonjong. Born in 1641 in Shenyang, the capital of the Manchu-led Qing dynasty, Hyeonjong's life began in a place of national humiliation. His father, Crown Prince Soyeon, was a hostage there following Joseon's defeat in the Second Manchu invasion. This early experience in a foreign land, witnessing the power and culture of the Qing, undoubtedly shaped his perspective. He was the first and only Joseon king to be born outside of Korea. When his father tragically died shortly after returning to Joseon and his uncle became King Hyeonjong, young Hyeonjong was named Crown Prince, placing him in the direct line of succession. In 1659, at the age of just 18, Hyeonjong ascended the throne. He inherited a kingdom deeply divided. His father, King Hyeonjong, had spent his reign planning an ambitious, though ultimately unrealized, northern expedition against the Qing. This plan had empowered the Westerners faction, particularly the military leader Song Si-yeol. However, with Hyeonjong's death, the political landscape shifted dramatically, and Hyeonjong found himself at the center of a furious storm. This storm was the Yesong dispute, or the Great Courtesy Controversy. It might sound trivial to us today. It was all about how long the Dowager Queen, Queen Jangnyeol, should wear mourning clothes for King Hyeonjong and his wife. But in a Confucian society like Joseon, ritual was power. The length of mourning signified the king's legitimacy and status. Was he the true heir in the direct royal line, or just a successor to his brother? The Westerners faction argued for a shorter mourning period, which would subtly undermine Hyeonjong's authority by treating his father, Hyeonjong, as a secondary son. The opposing Southerners faction argued for the full mourning period, affirming Hyeonjong's direct and unquestionable legitimacy. This wasn't just about clothes. It was a proxy war for control of the court. Hyeonjong, still a young king, initially sided with the powerful Westerners and their leader Song Si-yeol. A one-year mourning period was adopted. This seemed to settle the issue, but the underlying tensions were just waiting to erupt again. The Southerners, feeling slighted, were biding their time. This decision would come back to haunt the court, proving that in Joseon politics, even the smallest details could have massive consequences. Beyond the palace walls, Hyeonjong's reign was marked by immense suffering for the common people. The year 1670 brought a devastating event known as the Gyeongsin Great Famine. Poor harvests led to catastrophic food shortages, and the situation spiraled out of control. It was one of the most severe famines in Joseon history. The people were starving, and the court seemed paralyzed by its own internal squabbles. It was a time of desperation, testing the very foundations of the kingdom and the young king's ability to lead his people through crisis. Hyeonjong did what he could. He tried to implement relief measures and showed genuine concern for his subjects. However, the scale of the disaster was overwhelming. This period highlighted the deep-seated problems within the Joseon government, where factional bickering often took precedence over the welfare of the people. While politicians debated ritual, the nation starved. As if the famine wasn't enough, the Yesong dispute roared back to life in 1674 with the death of Hyeonjong's mother, Queen Inseon. Once again, the question arose: how long should the Dowager Queen Jangnyeol mourn? The same arguments were trotted out, but this time, the political climate had changed. Hyeonjong was no longer a new, uncertain king. He was a seasoned ruler, tired of the Westerners' constant challenges to his authority. This time, Hyeonjong decisively sided with the Southerners. He approved the full, longer mourning period, a move that publicly affirmed his family's legitimacy once and for all. This was a major political victory. It broke the Westerners' long-held dominance in the court and elevated the Southerners to power. Hyeonjong had finally asserted his royal authority, skillfully using the very debate that had plagued his reign to reshape the political landscape. He proved he was not a puppet, but a king capable of navigating and manipulating the treacherous currents of factional politics. Despite his focus on domestic political struggles, Hyeonjong didn't completely ignore foreign policy or scientific advancement. He encouraged astronomy and the printing of new books, showing a commitment to learning. He also maintained a cautious but stable relationship with the Qing dynasty, moving away from his father's dreams of northern conquest and toward a more pragmatic, peace-oriented foreign policy. This was a sensible move, as Joseon was in no condition to wage a war. Sadly, King Hyeonjong's life was cut short. He passed away in 1674, the very same year he secured his great political victory in the Second Yesong dispute. He was only 33 years old. He left the throne to his young son, who would become the famous King Sukjong. Hyeonjong's 15-year reign is often overshadowed by the more dramatic reigns of his father and son. He didn't lead armies or initiate grand reforms, but his story is a crucial one. It's a story of survival. He inherited a deeply fractured nation and spent his entire rule trying to hold it together. He navigated one of the most complex political debates in Joseon history, endured a catastrophic famine, and ultimately succeeded in asserting his royal authority against powerful factions. Hyeonjong was a king of balance, a ruler who managed to keep the ship of state afloat in a perfect storm of political infighting and natural disaster. He may not be the most celebrated king, but his quiet, determined struggle to maintain stability in a time of crisis is a testament to his strength and political skill. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into the life of King Hyeonjong. If you found this story interesting, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss a new video. We'll see you in the next one.